Mrs. Grace Paul. She is the Chinese teacher at Solon High School. She also serves as the Vice President of Ohio Association of Teachers of Chinese. Her topic is the joy of teaching and learning Chinese. Let's welcome.
Good morning, honored guests, esteemed faculty of Cleveland State University, and the faculty of Confucius Institute, teachers and students. It's my great honor and a pleasure to be here this morning to celebrate the Teachers Appreciation Day with you all. About myself, I'm just going to give a very brief introduction. I've been teaching Chinese for 28 years and 14 years in public schools. I taught at Shreve Falls before, Brecksville and Brookville High schools, and right now I'm teaching at Solon Middle School and High School. I was a math teacher. I wasn't born as a Chinese teacher. I was trained as a math teacher before I became the Chinese teacher in public schools. Later you will know why and how I became a Chinese teacher. And as Dr. Lee just talked about, I'm invited. I think one of the reasons was because I'm living in Cleveland area, and I'm the vice president of the Ohio Association of the Teachers of Chinese. Okay, I have several degrees, but it's okay. Move on. Okay. We know that education is vitally important in every society and every country. There were two well-known educators even existed in the history of civilization. One is the Eastern Hemisphere, and another one is in the Western Hemisphere. Who are they? Anyone? Who are they? Who are the two greatest educators ever lived on this earth? Who are they? Yes, please. 孔子，谢谢你 Confucius, excellent. Excellent job, you're awesome. Your teacher is awesome too. Who is the other one?
Aristotle.
Aristotle, excellent, Dr. Yan. You're all correct. Confucius is regarded as the greatest teacher in the Eastern world, and Aristotle is the greatest in the Western world. Confucius advocates for education. He said, in teaching, there is no discrimination or bias, or 有教无类. Education is not just for rich people or just for the people in power. Confucius is a philosopher and was credited as the first to start education for common people or civilians around 500 BC. Therefore, he was also called the greatest sage and the teacher, or 至圣先师. Education is the foundation of a country. Therefore, in Chinese culture, teachers are respected and honored by people. In a Chinese idiom even says, "He who teaches me one day is my parent for life." 一日为师，终身为父. Therefore, the birthday of Confucius was chosen as Teachers Appreciation Day, which is why we celebrate and honor teachers here today. My agenda. Next, I'm going to talk about characteristics of Chinese language and the popularity of learning Chinese It's all stem from this National Security Language Initiative and the development of the language programs. Next is about Ohio Association of the Teachers of Chinese. And then the roles of teachers in teaching Mandarin Chinese, joys and the challenges. Last is the joy of learning. And then the closing. You know, from this graph, you can tell which language is the most spoken on this earth. How many more times the Chinese language-speaking people are more than the other languages? 3, 3, 4, 很好，你很棒 ，excellent job. About the Chinese language, I'm going to briefly touch upon the characteristic of Chinese language. Each word is one syllable. The speaking is easier than the reading and writing. Do you agree with me? You do. Thanks. The grammar is easy and logical. Do you think so? Okay, excellent. No conjugations, no feminine or masculine of things, person, and etc. It has 5 tones. Of course, I count the neutral tone as one of them. And many people can speak Chinese, Mandarin, as like native speakers. If you work hard, you can master the tones, not as difficult as you think. Next one, character writing has its own logic. There's a logic like radicals of 不熟, but it requires a lot of practices. Do you agree with that? And the Chinese language is classified as a level 4 language by Department of Defense. It's need a longer study time to reach the same level as other level 1 languages. Yes, thanks. Why the Chinese language is important? About 14 years ago, there's something being done in the government. So I'm going to give you a little bit background why the Chinese language has been taught in Ohio and also in the other states in the nation. 14 years ago, on January 1st, 2006, President George W. Bush launched the National Security Language Initiative. It's called NASL, a plan to further strengthen national security and the prosperity in the 21st century through education, especially in developing foreign language skills. Chinese language is selected as one of the national critical security languages. It is because of the rising of Asia and especially China in this increasingly interconnected world in politics, economics, and the culture. Nestle has 3 goals. First, expand the number of Americans mastering critical need languages and start at a younger age. Second, increase the number of advanced level speakers of foreign languages. Third, increase the number of foreign language teachers and the resources for them. According to the previous president of Asian Society, Dr. Vishaka Desai, she said, speaking the language and connecting to the Chinese peers within a context of culture, understanding, and respect will contribute to our nation's long-term interest, whether in business, politics, or culture. Do you agree with this? The development of the Chinese language education in Ohio. Most Chinese language education were done before this initiative or in universities and colleges. But on and after the implementation of the NASL, there's a teacher training programs to support other teachers like me. I was a math teacher, So I became a licensed Chinese teacher. Such as a core program was established in Cleveland State University, Akron University in 2006 to 2008. Later, there are regular programs being established like at Cleveland State University and Ohio State University. It's existing program and continue to grow to train the teachers, become licensed Chinese teachers. There is a professional development summer program in the United States. Since then, in 2006 and 2007, there's a Start Talk Chinese program. And also there's a Chinese program for students too, in different states. After that necessary initiatives, K-12 schools offer Chinese languages as one of the world languages choices. Public schools, private schools, charter schools, some are regular world language classes, some are immersion program, some starts at kindergarten or in elementary schools, or some are starting in middle school, or some are in high schools. For example, in Cleveland, in Akron, Columbus, Toledo, Dayton, and Cincinnati areas, such as Columbus Academy, Gahana schools, it's in Columbus areas. Chagrin Falls schools, they start a little bit earlier, like in 2004, not until 2006. Beechwood schools, Hasway Brown, Solon schools, Rexburg Burgundy High schools, Shaker High schools, Cleveland High schools, South Euclid schools, University School, Hawkins schools, Hudson schools, Twinsburg schools, Macedonia schools, or state schools in Akron, and also in Dayton and in Cincinnati areas. I know some of you who are from Cleveland Heights. Who are from Shaker Heights schools, who are from Euclid or South Euclid. Excellent. Welcome you all here. Because of this, Nestle, and then that's the reason why Ohio start to help teachers to get licensure and start the spread of Chinese program. Okay, the origin of the OATC, because of the Chinese program started, the teacher feel the necessity to associate with each other. We can help each other to grow together. We can share the resources together. So 2006 and 2007, there's a K-12 freshman program at Ohio State University. They host a workshop for the Chinese teachers and administrators to address how to start up or sustain the Chinese program. On April 4th, 2008, with the assistance of K-12 freshman program at Ohio State University, the director of the freshman program was Shi Kun. If you know him, he has a great contribution to help us to start this program. The OATC official established during the annual conference of OFLA. OFLA is the Ohio Foreign Language Association, including other languages, world languages. And one founding members include Jamin Subisak. She is from Columbus Academy. Grace Paul is me, Solon Schools. Michael Berlovec, he is from Gahana High School. Mine, Bob Stock, he is from Dayton. Shaoli Dati, also from Columbus. And Nanping Wang, she is from Dayton at that time. Our goal is to provide a platform for teachers of Chinese to network, to share resources such as offer workshops, regional meetings, share teaching resources, and the information of other workshops existed in the nearby or in the nation, and the job opportunities. So this is the early pictures. This is probably we took this in 2000, around 2008 to 2010. this is not that's it. There are many more teachers, okay? Not in the picture. So you can find, did you find your teachers here? Did you find your teachers here? Not really? Maybe teachers working so hard. They were back then looking younger, right? Okay, mission of the Chinese education, Chinese language education, to cultivate students' understanding and appreciation of their own and other cultures, and to empower them to communicate and participate successfully as informed citizens in an interconnected global society. So what does Chinese teacher do? You have your teachers next to you right now. Did you ever ask them what do they do? Besides teaching in day-to-day language lessons, what do they do? Okay, typical teachers. Teachers prepare lessons, grade papers, manage the classroom, meet the parents, and work closely with school staff to ensure the students' learning and well-being. Beyond that, Chinese teachers need to do this. Did you ever know they need to build up curriculums from one level to the other, have many preps, and mostly are done by one teacher in a school district. Your teachers also conduct cultural celebrations during the Chinese New Year time, during the Moon Festival time. Did you ever celebrate the Mid-Autumn Moon Festival recently? Anyone? Any school, did you ever? You did, right? Okay. And then the teacher also cultivates your love for Chinese language and culture. For example, they taught you the Chinese idiom and the poems, Chinese songs, arts and craft, calligraphy, Chinese painting, Chinese knitting, paper cutting, paper boarding like origami, martial arts, lion dance, and etc. So teachers has a characteristic. 诲人不倦, this is from Confucius' quote. 诲人不倦 means teach with endless enthusiasm. They also initiate and supervise clubs. They promote or chaperone Chinese Bridge Summer Camp, which is sponsored by the Confucius Institute at Cleveland State University. Or they organize their own school-sponsored study abroad trips. They also inspire students and connect students to the Nestle and SLIY, Nestle Scholarship Applications. They write you the recommendation letters to have the experience to be able to sponsor by the government. Have all the costs are sponsored by the government and they travel to China and to study abroad. So I'm going to give you some of the pictures that I was involved. The Confucius Institute, when we started the Chinese Bridge Summer Camp, I was one of the teachers in the very beginning and the startup program. I did the departure training for the students and the parents. So this was our very first trip to China. In Cleveland area, they are not just my students. They are from Beechwood, from other schools. Next one, that's what we did. So I'm going to just show you some of the pictures. Martial arts, Temple of Heaven, we visit Beijing. And then what else? So I'm going to talk about the Ohio Association of the Teachers of Chinese, that we also have a lot of workshops for teachers. So your teacher is not only teaching Mondays through Friday. They also on Saturdays, sometimes Sundays, sometimes in summers, they are involving in the professional development programs, either offered by OATC or offered by Cleveland State University, Confucius Institute, or offered by Star Talk. So teachers, they have the 学而不厌, Confucius, according to Confucius' quote. 学而不厌. Can you repeat after me? 学 means you are learning. 而不厌, you learn, but you are not tired of it. Okay, so it's study tirelessly. Okay, teachers also study tirelessly. Those are the just some of the pictures that to show you when we have the OATC meeting. Your teachers are laughing. No, they are just focusing, listening to the other speakers from other teachers. We form our professional learning community. These are the teachers involving in the other professional training, and also they are trying to learn more on Chinese painting, Chinese knitting, etc. Okay, these are some pictures. This is out of state. It's involving me because I don't have pictures of other teachers, so I'm going to show you one on the most left upper. I was involving in a startup program in the University of Virginia. And then this is the program director center, top one. Program director award me with the certificate of the completion. And then middle one, she is the guru of this book. It's called The Language and Children. And then the bottom one, he is Paul Sandra. He is the assessment. So if you have some assessment, your teacher doing that kind of assessment, we call what kind of assessment you are doing with the authentic materials? A quick question. Teachers, what are the assessments you are doing using the authentic materials? What does it call? Anyone?
OPI?
Huh?
OPI? You mean?
OPI? Not OPI. Anyone? Lulin 老师 because I know you are doing it. You do using the authentic material to do the assessment. What does it call right now? What kind of assessment is that? Integrated? No, I'm talking about the Paul Sandra's idea. He started the authentic materials assessments with the interpersonal presentational. So there's OATC. What's another one? Oh, you align with IB. Okay. Okay. Joy in learning Chinese. This is one of my topics. Actually, my subtitle is about the Chinese education in Ohio. So your day-to-day, you may have a daily or weekly language lessons. You sing Chinese songs. You watch Chinese movies or video clips. You make dumplings, tangyuan, the gluten rice ball, pot stickers, fried rice, etc. You learn paper cutting. You learn paper folding, calligraphy, painting. You celebrate Chinese festivals. You have school-wide cultural nights. You also have the chance to join the Star Talk student program. There's also a chance you can participate in study abroad through Chinese Bridge Summer Camp by Confucius Institute of Cleveland State University. You also have a chance to have a NASLI experience through the Department of State. You participate in Chinese speech and essay contests. It's usually held in April, and it's a joint effort between the CI and OATC. You have trip to China or Taiwan. You have trip to Chinatown. Also Chinese grocery stores. You also visit Cleveland Art Museum and the Cleveland Public Libraries. I generate the list because that's what I heard and know from all the teachers do. Okay. So these are some of the highlights of the activities that we did in Solon schools. And then these are the Chinese painting. This is paper cutting. And then this is one of the trips we went to China. Look at them. We visited Beijing Zoo and the other ancient cities. Okay, these are the cultural celebration. And these are the students when I taught them the frog in the well. That's idiom. And then my students got clicked so much. So they start to tell the story about that 井底之蛙every day. They draw. Every day they have a new storylines added into that. Okay, this is the speech and essay contest celebration, the award program. Okay, my closing. In Solon High School, senior students who have achieved the academic ranking in the top 15 among their peers, about 450, they can pick a teacher from K to 12 as their inspirational teacher. I was very lucky to receive the awards for this honor from 3 different years by different students. I felt this is the honor, not only for me, but it's all to honor the Chinese teachers. Since we are all together in the professional learning community together in the OATC. It's said, 10年树木，百年树人. In Chinese culture, it's said it takes 10 years to grow trees, but 100 years to rear people. You always give your relentless effort to educate your students. You cultivate their loves for learning the Chinese language and culture. But more importantly, your passion for teaching will influence students like planting a seed, and later you will become a tree and contribute to the society in different capacities. Students, your passion for learning Chinese language and culture will not only open your horizon, but one day you shall also reap many opportunities, reaching your impossible dreams, and becoming a contributing members of this interconnected world. Last but not least, I pray that each one of you will have a wonderful day here and a wonderful school year, and may peace, joy, and love will be with you all and all the time. Thank you very much.